In a highly competitive, fast-paced market, how exactly do you get a brand to grow its market share? For decades, the industry consensus has been to engineer customer loyalty. The logic dictates that a brand should prioritize the people who already buy from them, encouraging those heavy users to purchase even more. Entire corporate infrastructures are built around this idea. Companies pour money into complex customer relationship management software, expansive rewards programs, and aggressive cross-selling funnels to keep their current customers engaged. The financial rationale is straightforward. Existing customers already know the brand, so they require less advertising spend and fewer inducements to make another purchase. Targeting a known buyer is assumed to be vastly cheaper and more efficient than acquiring a completely new one. But global sales data spanning decades across diverse categories tells a different story. Relying on existing buyers to buy more almost never results in actual market share growth. A brand's heaviest customers are already buying the category frequently and already favor that specific brand. There is a rigid mathematical ceiling on how many more sales you can extract from them. That means the billions of dollars spent trying to boost loyalty metrics are largely misallocated. Brand loyalty is an illusion when treated as a primary strategy for expansion. High retention is actually a statistical byproduct of an entirely different mechanism. That mechanism is known as the law of double jeopardy. It is an inescapable mathematical pattern governing how market share and consumer behavior actually function. This diagram shows how the penalty works. If we isolate a small brand on this grid, we see two concurrent negative metrics. They have a very low number of buyers and purchase from them less frequently. They suffer twice. Compare that to the top of the market. The largest brands inherently possess massive buyer bases. Because they are so large, their customers are also slightly more loyal, purchasing at a modestly higher frequency. We see this exact pattern in almost every measurable category. Whether you look at retail banking in Indonesia or music streaming platforms in the United States, brands rank in the exact same way. Market share dictates loyalty. This scatter plot shows the Chinese toothpaste market. Notice how two brands with identical market share, like Heimei and YNBY, sit right next to each other. They have the exact same 14% market penetration and nearly identical purchase frequencies. This data effectively dismantles the concept of the niche brand. The idea of a company maintaining a tiny market share but surviving on a hyper-loyal, high-frequency audience practically never appears in real-world data. Small brands always have the metrics expected of their size. A brand's loyalty metrics are strictly determined by its size. It is not a reflection of marketing cleverness, perceived product superiority, or deep customer love. To see how a brand climbs this curve, we can look at a specific case study, a Brazilian toothpaste brand that successfully doubled its market share over a 4-year period. Over those 4 years, its customer retention and average purchase frequency did increase, but only by about 35%. That slight bump in loyalty does not account for doubling the size of the business. This split-screen chart tracking the brand shows where the growth actually came from. While the loyalty metrics stay relatively flat on one side, the other side tracks the brand's household penetration, the total number of new buyers. That metric skyrocketed by 82%. Mental availability means a brand is effortless to think of in a buying situation. It is anchored to memory cues in the consumer's brain. Physical availability means the brand is frictionless to acquire. It has widespread distribution, prominent shelf space, and a portfolio that meets buyers where they are. Achieving massive market penetration through sheer availability is what actually drives the numbers up. It is the mathematical prerequisite for any eventual increase in brand loyalty. In the debate between securing existing buyers and finding new ones, market penetration definitively wins. Companies have to stop focusing their resources on trying to squeeze extra purchases out of their heavy existing buyers. Those buyers are already maxed out. Instead, the bulk of growth comes from reaching light buyers, people who purchase the category infrequently, and absolute non-buyers. It might appear financially inefficient to advertise to people who rarely buy the product, but because there are so many of them, they represent the largest pool of untapped revenue. A brand has to operate like a magnet, relentlessly attracting new brains. Customers naturally defect over time due to circumstances outside a company's control. To survive, a business must constantly sweep the widest possible area to replace those losses and fuel continuous expansion. Real market dominance is not built by constructing walled gardens for a select few loyalists. It is achieved through the uncompromising pursuit of scale, systematically removing all barriers to